I'm just going to get right on into the poem. It's called It's All a Part of the Plan. In the beginning, when there was nothing, you were already on my mind. So I took nothing and turned it into something, just so I could give you a place to reside. I made a garden and put you inside, gave you dominion over everything you could see with your eyes, and the animal kingdom, well, I'll let you name them. All the way from the king of the jungle down to the insidious flies, and because I knew you wouldn't want to be physically alone, I made a woman to be by your side. I gave you your identity, but on hers, I let you decide. Bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh, two become one. For as long as you're alive, you will be intertwined. And by that point, I had already given you the commandment of not tasting from the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, because it would lead to your demise. And let's be honest, I had already given you the tree of life, not to mention every other tree that was in the garden at the time. So when the serpent was in the tree that I told you couldn't eat, he wasn't trying to kill you. He was really aiming at me. And see, you chose damnation, which it hurts, but that's okay, because I've always been long-suffering and patient. Even though you chose temptation, it's okay, I already had a plan, because I knew you were going to touch it. I sent many prophets, judges, and people in my name, so you can't blame me for how everything changed. Every time you open up your mouth, you say you're not able, so all I really get to see is a whole lot of Cains. Saying you're not your brother's keeper, but through your jealousy, he was slain. What you sow in is what you reap up, so that's why your hands are blood-stained. You made a molehill into a mountain, and I'm here to remove it. You surround yourself with pollution. Don't see that your actions are conducive to the fact that you keep losing. You keep focusing on the problem and refuse to see that I am the solution. And even though I wanted exclusive, set-apart relations, you wanted to be like everybody else and couldn't handle the separation. You demanded a king, and I gave it. You begged me for Saul, when what you really needed was David. And while I would tell you to save it, because I know you're still going to say it, by the time it gets to your heart, by the time it gets to your mouth, your heart has already claimed it. And as much as that pained me, my love for you is still unchanging. Even though I see at your core what I have is what you hate. But see, that doesn't stop my plan. It only fuels me further. Because I want to forgive you of the drug, sex, and murder. You see, that's why I did something that every other quote-unquote God wouldn't have done. Because they wouldn't have done it if they couldn't have done it. And if they could have done it, they wouldn't have wanted. But those are the gods that you serve. Let me give you a hint. Right now is the opportune time to start running. Leave your jacket if you have to. Idolatry is something I despise, and you be wise to be far from it. I am a jealous God, who is God alone. And if you serve another, it will be a far from it. Stop thinking of me as if I'm the sort of kind of when I'm the absolute. You follow these carbon copies when I'm actually the original. Numero uno, if this is Monopoly, pass, go. Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, whatever title you use to acknowledge me, just understand that I have a hands-on approach. I did when I created you. I continue to sustain you, and if you really choose to love me, I'll do it as I change you. Because if you want to be in my presence, you can't do it as the same you. That's why I came down, not in the form of an angel. I let myself become flesh so you can see me from new angles. Born of a virgin woman, manifested the fullness of my deity in her belly to let you know that nothing is impossible as long as my presence is where you're dwelling. Even the stars in the sky line to tell about my life. Isaiah had it right. He wasn't talking about Santa Claus and Rudolph riding through the sky on a silent night. In the year King Uzziah died, he saw me sit lifted up on high. And I don't know why you're so surprised. I sent Gabriel to announce it. The arrival of the wonderful counselor, the immaculate conception of a Prince of Peace whose government is a preordained establishment with no end. Because if Jesus wasn't born, your life would simply drown in sin.